Hello, today we're going to make a caramel pecan pie. We have our pie crust, a 9-inch pie crust, ready for our pie. We're gonna take 36 caramels and we're gonna unwrap them and we're gonna put them in our pot. And then we're also gonna add a 1/4 cup of milk to our pot and a 1/2 stick of butter, or 4 tablespoons. And in our bowl, we're gonna put 3/4 cup of white sugar, 3 eggs, a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of flour, and 1 cup of pecans. So let's get started. We're gonna put all of our stuff in our pot first and we're gonna melt our caramel on the stove. Okay, we have our 36 caramels unwrapped. Now we're gonna add our 1/2 stick of butter to our pot without the paper. And we're also gonna add a 1/4 cup of milk. We're gonna do this first because we want it to cool down a little bit before we add it to our other ingredients. So we're gonna bring it to the stove and we're gonna melt our caramel. Okay, we're gonna put it on low heat. We don't wanna burn our caramel and our milk. We just wanna melt it. Okay, now that we have our caramel melted and our butter and our milk, we're gonna leave it on the stove and let it cool off a little bit, and we're gonna mix our other ingredients together. It took about 6 minutes to melt the caramel. Okay, in our mixing bowl, we're gonna add our 3 eggs. Three-quarters cup of white sugar. A 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. A 1/2 a teaspoon of vanilla. And a teaspoon of flour. We're going to mix these together with our whisk. Now we're going to add our caramel, melted caramel to it and mix it all together. You want to mix your eggs while you're adding your caramel. You don't want your eggs to cook. So you want to make sure you mix them while you add your melted caramel. Now that we have our melted caramel mixed in, we're going to add our pecans. I have 1 cup of whole pieces. Some are whole, some are pieces. We'll mix it in. And we're going to add it to our pie crust. And we're going to bake it at 350 degrees for 50 minutes. Okay, now that we have our pecans mixed in, we're going to pour it in our pie crust. And we're going to stick it in our oven for 50 minutes.